Welcome in, everyone, to this week's chapter of New Blood by Night. I'm your host, your storyteller, your dungeon mistress, Void Doll, and it is a pleasure to have you here on the channel. Let's meet our kindred for this evening affair, starting with just another villain.
It's your boy coming at you live from the sticks. I'm Vil. I play Samiel, aka Damien, aka the voice that is in his head. Yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful time from here on out, and it's gonna probably get a little wild. I'm gonna throw it on over to the MILF Hunter himself, Azriel. Luke.
Hi, I'm Luke. I'm playing Azriel, the MILF Hunter. Things are gonna get wild, it seems. I'll pass it on to Jaqi.
Hello, my name is Jaqi, and I'm playing Mori, the assassin who is tired of being dragged around by others. Maybe vengeance? Who knows? And I believe... Is that everyone? Did Aurora already go?
No, not yet.
Aurora, take your turn.
Hi, I'm Aurora, played by Spectre Zero, just your average time traveling dimension android. But right now, I'm just a very distraught, upset, angry gangrel who is, quite frankly, about to snap. And with that, pass it over to, I believe that's our storyteller.
All right. Thanks for that. Who would like to recap?
I'll do it if nobody else wants to. Last session, we made it to the hotel, made it in the room. In an instant, bullets were flying. People were trying to get in between. Aurora got in between herself and Mariah. Didn't take a bullet necessarily from him, but from an outside sniper, or snipers, I should say. Went into torpor. Damien got clipped, noticed the other sniper, and sent Mori on her way to dispatch them. Blinks on over, shoots out the sniper's kneecap, God help him, and they tried to off themselves in an instant. Very perturbed by the sloppy performance. She holds on to her. Meanwhile, back in the room, we all slowly drag people out over time. Aurora, Mariah, Hanson, the guard is just, his head is popped like a balloon, so he's Dunsky. As, we get out to the hallway, Aurora, given some blood by Azriel, is, gets up, hits the fire alarm, try to get everyone to evacuate. Two people get too curious. One calls 911, the other tries to investigate. Damien intimidates them. They back off a bit, but they're still too inquisitive. After some questioning and a threat of, obviously in Minecraft, harming some policia, Azriel kind of recollects himself and tries to dissuade him and leave him alone, but it doesn't work. Didn't make the check. As the altruistic civilian, goes to get a med kit in his room, Damien busts up the lock and the handle so he can't get out, probably scared out of his mind he can't get out of his own room now, not knowing why. Mori makes it on back after everything's kind of died down. Hanson is mentally manipulated to not talk, speak, blink, say anything unless told to, and we finally make our way downstairs. We run into Stone, dissuaded a bunch of people using the mindfuckery to, stop people from interrupting our op there. We make it down to the parking lot. There is a brief exchange between, Mariah and Aurora that is discouraged due to the fact that we are, out in public. Mori's on a mission to get out of here and, with their captive, question them along with Hanson, even though Hanson's being a good boy and not saying a word. He is told to speak when he was asked by Aurora, and after everyone finally getting their vehicles, namely as Mariah and Aurora, there's a bit of a tussle. Damien is able to keep Hanson in check, but by putting the gun under his neck, he barely moves it away in time because he tries to off himself. It causes a stir. Two cops point, weapons at him, uses them as a human shield, uses Mez to tell the other one to kill the other cop. Pandemonium ensues. People losing their minds. Stone steps in, once again, tells everyone to be cool. Then we finally make it off to the Grove, the abandoned part of the forest that is now the territory of Damien. Finally there, we have everyone bound who needs to be. We have our touchstones there, because leaving them elsewhere is just ill-advised. And we finally have the confrontation with Mariah. Mariah's done everything in her power to keep her family safe, whether it's her then-husband, her daughters, including Aurora. There is a very stern back and forth about the morality and how she went about things, but when you break it down, it's someone trying to survive in a society that does not cater to the ghouls or the ones being played. It caters to the players, the ballers. And that's what she's dealt with 300 years. For 300 years, she's had to toe the line. She's had to stay in line. And after towing the line and killing one of the Mercies, the glove was off. It's time for her to go, even though it was a failed assassin attempt that probably would have gone well if we didn't intervene. She admits within a month that she doesn't have potent enough blood, that it's just going to be the end for her. She's going to wither away and just die. After a back and forth, a heated argument between Damien and Aurora, there is a resolution to give blood by both Mori and Damien. Aurora protests, but in the end, she begrudgingly allows it. And there's a particular quote I would like to give out. Let me scroll down here, since I screwed up by doing that. I'm sorry. And Aurora says to Damien, looking at Stone, I want you to really consider. Think of the moment when she was there and you asked me for help against someone. I wanted to protect you and you call me toothless, and I don't have any teeth. I will not play your game, Damien. We will work together and that's fine. I will be your reason. I will be your conscience. But I refused to bend the knee to you. And Mariah drank. That's it. There's your recap.
Thank you for the recap. Okay. We pick up moments after where we ended last chapter. Heat and tension still ripples through the coterie like an unleaded fire. The smoldering tension is not waylaid as Mariah pulls away from not one vein, but two. Damien and Mori. And then her eyes settle on you, Aurora. And there is an impossible emotion that ripples across the gaze. A set of eyes so similarly colored to your own. I will be the thorns so that you can remain a rose. But don't let me get in the way of your much-needed conversations. If we're going to do this, says Mariah, we will need to be united enough that we won't betray each other. Because the game that we are headed for is an entirely different world. You either play it or you die. Because this is the world of darkness. What does the coterie do?
First thing Mori does is she's going to check the assassin for any means of like instantly killing themselves, like a fake tooth, poisoning, anything like that. Would probably put in like a guard for the tongue, make sure that they can't just like bite their tongue off and kill themselves. Things like that. That's what she's focused on right now.
Aurora says to her mother, "You need to go to sleep. I can't have you here. You're a liability right now."
I'm sorry, honey. Mi amor. But I cannot acquiesce that request.
You know that you are compromised. I cannot trust you. Mama, I cannot. I can't. I don't want to discuss any plans knowing that.
She motions to Mori, who's looking over your captives. And Damien, part of the game is having a domator when you're mortal. Every choice and every step I make is not entirely my own. And then she's going to look at you, Damien, and I need you to roll a wits and insight, please.
Wits and insight. Probably not the best for me. Nah, it's not the best. But it works. That's just 3.
3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There is... You forget a little bit, sometimes dealing with other supernaturals, that trust can be communicated in a look. And you have Mariah Mercies. Or in this case, Mariah Toro. But it is striking. That dark, steady gaze. Her eyes an impossible forest green. She trusts you. And that is rare. Almost a gift. It makes your beast kind of titillated. You feel it do a flip in your belly and rake its claws like a purring, kneading cat down your shoulders, down the elbows, and then its fingers spread out in your fingers, like there is no difference in the phalanges between you and it. It likes this kind of power. It is most pleased with this woman. I'll be by the car when your decision is made. I know how to play this game. And the same goes for you, Mori, though I see you are otherwise preoccupied. She does take a breath. I will reiterate before I go. If there is a way for Hansen to be removed from this situation with his life, I would be eternally in debt. And she's gonna move completely away from the conversation. And Stone, at that moment, kind of big shoulders sort of like lift up and then drop. He's ready to just grab her and do what you want him to do. But there are rules. There are old ways.
So I'm just gonna say now. Do you want unity? Do you want a alliance that's Not necessarily fully formed, but just a tad shaky, which is fine. Because tensions are high, and emotions are too. And for the moment, we have to put that aside. But our homes are no longer safe. Whatever you went back to, whatever you go back to, regardless of how safe it was. If you were seen on cameras with any of us, that's it. There is no safe haven, and if it is safe for the moment, it won't be safe for long. We need a place where we can all convene. And the only thing that makes sense to me is an abandoned warehouse that we can turn into our own. Preferably one with a basement that we can create some sort of fallback or secret passage. And I'm familiar with this concept because it was taught to me. And a way to have Mariah be with us at all times. If she's the looking glass, we put something over it. So she will have to be... Well, she'll have to have a cloth over her head. Obviously, I want her to breathe. And he looks at Aurora. And I don't want her to be harmed. Because her alive is more useful to us than dead. And I say useful, I mean that as an individual, not an asset. Even though she is an asset. So I'm going to say right now, if this seems like a solid enough plan, I think it's the best course of action, because the sooner we enact this, the sooner we can have her start pulling ties to make it happen. I can forge documents to make it look like it's owned by a shadow organization or a company. That way no one knows. I'll make a digital imprint that's not particular to anyone's. It can be a subsidiary of a company. Just a front, as far as they're concerned. They won't even blink. To them, it's just disposable, even though they have no ownership of it. And he looks at Stone, Aurora, and obviously Mori is looking over the assassin. He looks at Hanson and Azriel. How does that sound for the start of a plan for a new beginning?
It sounds like a good idea.
Sounds... For now, yes. But I need time to think of more concrete things other than that. Other than a place to stay and a haven. I need... We've been playing checkers the whole time, and the people that we are up against are playing chess. It's all connected. I have a feeling. Just an inkling. Something. I just need to look at it at a different way. And I feel like we could use... She looks over Maria. We could give her a red herring that works in our favor. And possibly try to hit up something and use it as a decoy to go somewhere else. I haven't fully... I need to think... I need more time to formulate this idea, to this plan. But we also need more players in the game on our side. We need more pieces. We can't just rely on Reich whenever we need him, or whether we are going to need more help.
That's why we reach out to the Archbishop. It's either you can be a boon or a bane. And then I will take potentially someone with me. I don't need a lot of people. But I'm going to go back into the caves, and I'm going to see if those things can be reasoned with. Because if they belong to her, they belong to me.
Those things don't belong to you. The same as a wild bear belongs to anybody. It's still a wild bear. Are you... I have a feeling those things belong to something much more powerful than whatever she... does she have a name?
She has a name.
Are we... If you're not going to tell us, could we have a pseudo-name? Like Sarah or something?
Sarah works.
Well, Sarah... What Aurora shivers from it. What I saw in there when me and Mori came back, it was powerful. I don't think she was working alone. And I don't think those things are going to listen to you just because you happen to have more power. Because at the end of the day, there is something older at work here. There is something at play that's greater than us. I don't think you should waste your time.
Not to butt in, but Samiel, do you have proof that you can control this creature? As she's also working on doing the same thing to Hansen.
She referred to them as her own, as if they were like children to her.
Having a resource like that's kind of fun.
I'm willing to risk it. If you think it works, then I'll go with you.
Could you imagine
If we could...
those things on our side? I think I'm a little bit of a fan.
You know, all I have to do is just communicate with one. And if I can get it to agree and enter a contract, then sure, yes. And I agree, Stone. That would be a huge asset. But the Archbishop is also important. And the information we get from Shrike tomorrow is also important, so... I agree. There's something older at work here, and she wasn't alone, so you're not wrong. I'm not that blind to that. We just have to play it cool and carefully.
I'm sorry if I'm not exactly trusting of your cool and carefully this evening.
That's fine. If you don't trust it, that's fine. As long as we work together, that's what matters in the end.
Because we're all on the chopping block now.
Yeah.
Definitely been long enough that cameras from... Well, there was a lot of witnesses. Took care of as many as I could. Might as well become a firework if we're gonna really shake things up.
It's not about what you did. It's about the timing and the place. You time things right, and it'll work in your favor. Just like fireworks. But if you set the fireworks in the warehouse, the whole thing burns down.
We'll time it just right. It's not a problem. We still have a degree of subtlety on our side.
And
Also,
you need to have a degree of control.
He smiles. There's plenty of control. If I would have lost control, then people would know.
You know, for someone that hacked the CIA, the FBI, whatever secret organization, you seem to have showed this evening that you really lack some common sense.
Aurora, I believe the one who's causing issue is you. He is level-headed. I don't know what stuff you have, But
You
What
didn't
is-
see what I saw, Mori. He did something to that police officer in front of a crowd of people.
he kind of like takes a breath. I understand. But here's the thing, Aurora.
And I'm not worried about the people.
Here's the thing, Aurora. If we are not working together, if we cannot trust each other, we will be able to do nothing. Yes, I understand you're angry. Probably something to do with this whole situation with your mother. I get it. Take a moment to breathe. Okay?
Aurora nods her head slowly and then.
I mean, it's not like we can't
Yeah.
just change a kind's mind. It's not like we're not a little more powerful than them, little rats without tails.
Yeah. You're right. Both of you. It's been a rough night. I think I need some time.
Some food, maybe?
I don't know. Do Kindred have something close to wine? I would really like some red wine right now.
We could go feed off somebody who's a little drunk.
You know what? Yeah, maybe we should do that. I need some time to breathe. I need some time to think. I need some time to myself. I need some time to just take everything in and process everything.
Fair enough.
I know you guys are very used to the chaos of this world, clearly, because you've been doing it for a very long time. But I do trust you. I wouldn't have done anything. I did everything that I have this evening because I do. And I'm voicing my concerns because I trust you, because I am trying to be honest with you. In this world, it seems like sharing your feelings is vulnerability. And if that's not a sign of trust, I don't know what is.
I agree. I think the yelling's great. Really helps us hash it out. If you can't yell at your friends, who can you yell at?
To be honest,
Right, Samiel?
yeah.
Right. No, you need to step away, Aurora. Go right ahead.
I just need a moment to calm down because I refuse to let this get the better of me. I just need a moment. I'm sorry.
Perfectly fine.
And you can tell
Azriel.
Aurora starts pacing.
Before you take your full moment, though, should we decide what we're doing with Maria or Mariah, Toro or Mercy, whatever her name is? Your mama?
Just call her Maria.
So Mariah's the old name. Understood.
Yes. She deserves to be at least that comfortable. After everything.
So you want me to have her take a little Betty bite till we got a point? Is that good enough of a cloth for you, Samiel?
Aurora looks to Sam. And she...
Yeah, I think she should have a rest. For now, I think it's best. She's had a crazy night as well. Even if she's a little resistant, just schmooze it over, you know.
Oh, no, I'm an expert at handling the kind. Don't you worry. I'll take good care.
And I'll
of
take care of Hanson too.
What do you want me to do with Hanson?
No, I'll do that.
Oh, you got the baby boy? And what about the little blondie girl there?
And at this point, when everyone looks over, including Az, Mori has pulled out 3 teeth from each Hanson and the unknown assailant, all of them with poison caps underneath. In case one failed, there's multiple.
Holy shit!
Likewise, Mori has bound them in a way that they cannot do substantial harm to end their life. And then Stone walks towards your mom.
I guess Mori and I will figure it out with the blonde one, so I think I'll let Mori take lead on that since that's her current charge.
Understood. Excuse me, Miss Toro. Moment of your time, ma'am.
And then they start talking in hushed voices. Okay. I'm going to go around the circle, give everybody a chance to RP, and we're going to start with Azriel.
Oh, this night's been rough. Does anyone need anything else from me, or am I good to get some space?
Azriel, could I have the address of your place? I think I'm gonna need a place to stay. No. Just in case in the city.
Yeah. I'll re-give you my address.
Yeah, old phone, yeah. Just in case.
If you need anything, let me know. I'll help you out.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. And Aurora is being very awkward with Azriel, which is unusual because she was very comfortable with you before.
Is there something wrong?
I appreciate what you did. It was a little much considering everything we've talked about.
Oh. I am sorry. I thought you'd want to be there to... It was just so much chaos.
Yeah, I should have... You know, I should have communicated my plan. If I ever fall into torpor, then it's a good excuse for me to be dead. So, and then I can fake my death, and so I'm not afraid of dying. It's not like I was supposed to die, or I think I was supposed to die. I don't know anymore. Honestly, yeah, I don't know anymore.
My mindset was you'd want to be there and be able to do something if anything happened with your mother. I know if my mother was in this situation, I'd want to be able to take action in the way I saw best.
I don't think any of you understand or maybe you're getting a hint of the very complicated relationship I have with my mother. And I don't think any of you knew that I actually cut off my mom years ago when I found out that she was doing something. I didn't know the extent of it, but I had never intended to see my mother again. But the reason why I wanted to talk to her was to say goodbye. I didn't expect any of what happened, and and looks at Mori, feeling very guilty. I would have accepted your decision if you had killed her.
I'm just going to say this, like, Mori says this as flatly as possible, and she says, I don't kill tools. There's no point.
Yeah. I didn't realize...
To use them.
No. And I didn't realize who my mother was, and now I feel like she's a stranger all over again, and I'm reliving everything that I felt in that whole horrible night again. But you know what? Now I know.
I would like to apologize for making you uncomfortable.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And because I consider you a friend, I wanted to just voice that because I think you deserve to know. I didn't want to keep it from you because I want us to be friends.
We are friends. And I'm grateful that you're comfortable enough to share that with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she just looks at Azriel, like, and nods. Yeah.
Anything else for Azriel?
Did anybody else need anything from Azriel, or is he good to slip off?
Is he still bleeding out of his orifices?
No, he fed between coming to the location.
Okay, good. Just curious.
Yeah, it's just dried blood at this point. He desperately wants to go home and get a shower that off.
Sam's just gonna say to him, some point you, me, and Stone need to talk, Azriel, but I'm gonna allow you your grace. Because you deserve that.
Okay, I understand. Just let me know when.
So the second Azriel turns to leave, Mori would follow after him, a little distance away from like the group,
Okay.
and just like a quick thing, just Azriel,
Yes.
here's the thing, right? I think at this point in our situation, we sort of have two ways for you to go about things. Right? The first way is you take your sister and you leave. Go to a small time city somewhere nobody would ever find you, and you live out the rest of your life there. The other requires a little bit of training, I think. Because you do have power, you just don't know how to use it. This is the new world for you, I understand. But if you are to survive, you need to fight. And I'd be willing to take some time and teach you, if that's what you decide.
You are 100% correct. No, I would really appreciate your help. I do need to learn to fight to help protect my friends, and tonight just made me realize that. I would be grateful for your help.
She'll nod her head. Where are you heading out?
I want to wash this blood off me, change into clothes that aren't torn up. And Chrissy said something about meeting up at the diner. And I would feel bad if I left her high and dry.
He doesn't say anything to that. Right, well... sorry. After some time, she just says, right, well, be safe.
You too.
And she'll return to the group.
Messaging you, Azriel.
Mm-hmm. I'll call out to Mori before she leaves. You know, we could all just meet up at the diner.
I'm sorry. I don't see a reason for us all to meet up there. Wouldn't that just put her in more danger?
Actually, it would probably stem some people. I mean, can Aurora hear this?
Yeah, he called it out loud enough.
Aurora would be like, well, I mean, it actually more heads are better than one, but honestly, I think I need to step away from. I need time to think and to ground myself and to think of a plan. So I'll have to decline.
We could always help her out and use her as maybe a cover.
That's not
She
a
did say
bad
her
idea.
house need to be rebuilt. That's why she was at the Home Depot. And
That's not a bad idea, but it is really late, so
she was already meeting me.
how about you be the bridge, Azriel?
I mean, she already saw all of you at the Home Depot. She said invite your friends.
Including Sammy? I'm stoned.
I mean, I don't know how much. She saw
They're
us all meet
very
up.
charming, I know. Very charming people. But, I mean, if you could at least get that process started, maybe. It's a solid maybe from me. I really would like a moment to myself. I am an introvert by nature, and I've been very extroverted the past fucking evening. And I've sworn 5 times, and I'm sure my mom's already heard me twice.
What do you think the idea, Sammy?
A hard maybe. I gotta square things away prior to going to sleep.
Okay, I'll get things started on my own then.
Yeah. Also, she's really nice, so maybe tomorrow as well we could meet. Like maybe when we're more put together tomorrow.
Okay,
Because
I understand.
I still need to get dressed. I have half-torn clothes, blood everywhere. Just
I feel the same way.
yeah,
Mori will turn to Samiel and just say, "How soon are you going up to the caves?"
There's not enough time tonight. It has to be tomorrow.
Shake her head.
There's no way in hell tonight happens.
Not a problem. Then I guess I'll go with you.
Well, it looks like it's three's a party because Stone seems almost gleeful about it.
He's like putting Maria in the back of someone's vehicle. It's like, you're gonna have a nice nap now. Just like patting her forehead. Like, she's just ragdolling. So, I don't know. Just the imagery is kind of funny because he's so feral and him trying to be gentle and then her like falling almost out of his hands and him catching her. It's kind of... He's like, don't worry, y'all. She's not dead.
I would imagine it's like a feral wolf handling a little
checks her
chihuahua.
pulse, though, like when he thinks no one's looking, he like reaches out 2 fingers, like, oh, all right, yeah, she's not dead.
I just imagine he just flat hand like pats her head like pat like a rope.
So
like I don't know. Hopefully it's gentle.
Yeah, he's like, so we're all gonna go find a place to shack down now. Sun'll be out soon.
I mean, I have my place to be, but once again, I'll have to start work tomorrow on getting that forgery done and finding a location for all of us. Also, we seriously need to learn how talking code, because if we have a looking glass, we can't speak plainly.
I agree, Sammy.
All right.
I mean, they know my name, but that could be useful. Misleading. I could be
That's the
bait.
plan.
Aurora nods.
I think we need to get everyone cleaned up and fed.
I'll take care of that tonight.
How's your hamster?
0. And I imagine
Ferret?
like, just saying his name, he's just perks up and pops out of
Yeah,
somewhere.
he pops out of your shirt collar's like, did that motherfucker just call me a goddamn ferret? I mean, a hamster? Wait, I'm a ferret. I'm not a I thought I was a cat.
You're a ferret. You just have cat energy.
Also, Aurora's looking at Zero, and there is like her eye. She does like the lip bite. She's like, "Oh my god, so cute," you know. And she just wants to pet him. She wants to pet him. She could really use Fenrir or Nina right now so badly.
But yeah, he's fine. Thanks for asking, as you can plainly see.
That's good. I think I might get myself a hamster. Kind of cute.
Aurora looks at him and is like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Granted, Aurora's
so
pretty
cute.
much got it all covered. And he kind of he smiles, like side smirk, trying to make a joke, you know. And Zero right next to you is like, man, that guy is a fucking. Every time he opens his mouth and he smiles, he scares me. Like, you got a scary smile, Damien? You like really like you just got one of those like. But he is something else. I'm uncomfortable. It feels like he's a shark that's on land, and any minute a tornado's gonna touch down and take us up into its shocky depths.
I mean, it's possible.
Can we?
I mean,
Are we going home now? I'm having
Yeah,
allergies
we're gonna go
to all
home,
this
pal.
creepy.
yeah, we just have to take care of something with Hanson, so...
6 feet in the ground,
Once-
or
No, love of... No.
because I got a gun. And
Something-
he pulls out a Nerf gun from your shirt.
He pulls out the other gun that he has in his pocket. It's like, yeah, I got 2 now, thanks to you, but I'm glad you're packing.
Yeah, look at. And he aims it and he shoots at Aurora. It doesn't go very far. Pew.
Oh yeah, Aurora just goes to cuddle him. Just cannot just a cuteness aggression.
Zero's like, I've been chosen.
Yeah, just completely, in her bosom, just completely right between there. There's a lot of plush there. Just so adorable. And she's rubbing her face all over his head. He's like, "Oh, you are so cute. You're so cute."
He looks very pleased with himself. Okay, wrapping.
And-
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, and then she passes it back to Bill, and I mean Sammy, and there's 3 names going in my head. Sammy, and she says, "Who's gonna take Maria?"
I thought that was you.
I don't think I should. I don't think it's good to keep us together.
Listen, I'm gonna have 4 people in one location. It's already crowded, and he's probably gonna have to sleep on some crappy cot. Robbie's already sleeping on my bed, and now I have to get the pull-out.
Mori, do you think you could take her to one of your safe houses or something?
She'll nod her head. I got this.
And Aurora goes and hugs Mori and whispers in her ear, "Thank you. I owe you so much."
And Mori just says, then I guess we'll call it even.
And Aurora touches her forehead and she's like, "Of course. You never owed me anything."
And Mori just kind of like gives her like the eyes, just like, yes, I did, but take care. I'm worried about you.
That makes 2 of us.
And slowly returns like the hug.
Aurora just lets her approach and feels comforted for the first time in the past several hours. Or past 30 minutes.
Then it's settled. What time we meeting tomorrow? And where?
I think as early as possible. Do you want to meet in the clearing again?
Here?
Or do we want to
Yeah.
meet... We
I
could
think-
use Azriel's cover for construction. It's
This
in
may
the
be
city.
crazy, but what about the place that stone was found?
Almost seems nostalgic at this point.
Or we're taking a
Yeah.
family trip to Disneyland.
That can work.
I do have
We'll
a
decide
lead
what we're
on
gonna
some.
do. Because you still got that little Bible, don't you?
Yeah. Maybe we can find more clues somewhere.
Well, I mean, we know the Mercy family's after it, or at least that one son is.
I have a feeling if we search the Mercy family, it's not just about a group. I think it's a cult. No group covets something like this as much as they do, without reason or worship. Like I said, it's at the tip of my tongue. It's there. I know this is all connected. I just need a few more pieces of this puzzle. We
Well-
need to meet the bishop as well, so if we can meet tomorrow, I guess where it all started.
And Stone's like, we also gotta find that kid, right? Looking at Mori.
Information tomorrow at the same time. So I will make 2 stops prior to our meeting together.
Same, I need to make a stop somewhere as well. Are you going to the Archbishop?
No, I still need to meet him. No, I guess you can call her my weaponsmith. My army.
Ah. We'll just call her Armory.
She'd like that.
Yeah. Alright, so Armory. You need to stop at Armory, and then are you going to be taking care of the caves tomorrow?
That is the plan, if everything goes according to it.
I know when I'm not useful. I could, but there's other people I could meet with. I could to see if I could feel out who would be more towards our cause.
Right. That makes sense. I guess if I learn anything, I have to see Harper tomorrow, so that's something I'll probably just do on my own as well.
I could help you with the Archbishop as well, but I know you want to be there, so.
If you need to meet him yourself, then go right ahead. I won't stop you, but I'll definitely meet him.
I feel like we should go together. 2 birds with 1 stone.
It's
2
fair.
birds. 1 stone. Huh. Interesting. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, we could, I need to meet something, but we can, before we meet up, we could do that. We can meet before you go into the caves. Just come together, deal with that, and then when you go to the caves, we can go our separate ways and then regroup at the end of the night.
Works for me.
So we'll meet and then puts in time in the group chat at the motel, right? Or it was a vacation home, right? How fancy is it?
It's a place to get rentals and vacation homes.
All right, so we'll meet at the vacation homes at this time, and then we'll discuss next plan of action if we need to make changes, and then you can go to the caves, and if that's still something you want to do, and we can get stuff done.
Yeah. And then he just kind of walks away from the group and Slav squats right in front of Hanson. Kind of just tuning the rest of you out.
Aurora takes her cue and starts walking towards the car they came in.
All right. So the coterie separates for the evening?
Yes. Quickly before, doing anything else, before I forget the player, Mori is going to message Harper and let them know, have video that we need to sift through. Should be able to tell us where your friend is. Any help you can provide would be appreciated.
All right, she would text back not too long, like a few minutes, that she's willing to help sort through any video.
Yeah. And just like tomorrow, meet at X, right?
Yeah. Damien is going to send her a text message that he'll call him. Well, he'll call her when he's on the way home. I'll potentially have something you want.
Is he sending that to Mori?
Harper.
Oh, Harper. Yeah. Perfect.
And I think this is where we're going to take our first be right back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha. Azriel, if he has the time, he wants to get cleaned up real quick before he meets Chrissy at the diner.
It's the whole debacle was quite the lengthy process. You are technically already late, but you don't want to show up bloody regardless.
Exactly.
So you make it home. I assume take care of pup or pups. Clean up.
Yep.
And within the half hour or less, you're on your way to Scrubs.
Turns invisible as soon as she gets in the car.
Is Mori following him?
Yeah. Mori doesn't have a car. She would have to go with someone.
So she...
Did she tell Azriel she was with him?
Yeah, she told him
Okay.
earlier,
Okay.
remember?
Oh, I didn't realize you were coming with. I missed it.
Also, as a side note, she's taking the three people, her sister, the assassin, and Maria Toro, because she got those... Go ahead.
That works. All right. So I feel like this merits a little bit more RP when you get to Azriel's place. Does Mori clean up there? Do they have a moment together? Like, is there...
So unless Azriel says or does anything, Mori is trying to keep it as professional as possible, considering what recently happened with her, Azriel, and Alice. So
Azriel is definitely like awkward because the last time we were at his place together, we had that awkward confrontation and you left her. Like, and it's noticeable, like he's definitely thinking about that.
all right. Well, if it's silent all around, then I guess eventually Mori would say, "Didn't think I'd be here again."
I'm glad you're here again.
Kind of like side eye you there, just like, what do you mean?
I still care about you.
It's just the two of you. Mori does kind of let the facade go and just kind of sad face, sad eyes. I'd prefer it if you didn't, honestly. Easier to fake it that way.
Okay. He'll just try to straighten himself up a bit and just put on a bit of an emotionless face as best he can for you.
The words did come out of Mori's mouth, but she's surprised that he's just all right with it.
You want to insight roll me?
Yeah, sure. I'll insight roll you. I'm so good at it.
Meanwhile, dogs are just like, we're dogs. Oh my god, dad's home. Everything's happy. Well, there's this incredible heavy tension. Dogs especially are just so very good at dispelling that tension, or just highlighting it, rather.
So I rolled all my successes because I only got 4 dice. I got 6 successes. A crit again.
He is like it's like you just shot him through the chest. He is devastated. He is like very much just still in love with you.
I mean, that makes her sad.
But he's trying to do it for you. He's trying to not make you sad. He's sad that he's made you sad.
Azriel, you gotta make a choice. I can't with these half measures.
I know I've made a choice. I don't think I should be in a relationship at this point. I just keep on making mistake after mistake after mistake.
I'm no expert at relationships, but isn't giving up like the worst?
I just don't want to hurt you again. I don't want as much. I feel like I've already burnt that bridge, and I don't want to keep hurting you. I want you to be happy. I want you to find somebody who can make you happy the way I couldn't.
Would you say that to her? Would you say that you'd choose me to her?
I would try at least. I don't know with the blood bond and how it steals my ability to make a choice.
I think at this point it's sort of occurred to Mori, the blood bond. He didn't even think about that. Maybe what he told her wasn't true, and maybe this is honest. Azriel, I love you, I really do. Okay? I want what's ever best for you. I don't. If you think I'm good for you, then I don't know anything besides the life I was raised in. Can you still
I don't know
accept me,
anything.
though?
I don't know anything besides the life I was raised in. And of course I can accept you.
Yeah, no. If you change clothes, it's now bloody because she is crying.
I think this is before I change clothes. I still need to officially break it off with Alice. I don't know how she's going to react to that. Plus, it'll give you some more time to think, make sure this is what you really want. I know you're what I really want. But I also want what's best for you.
Idiot. I knew what I wanted before. It's always been you.
As we'll just give her a smile.
I wouldn't say that she cries for too long, but it's definitely longer than she would like. She sort of braids herself for allowing herself to show weakness again. To him again. But maybe this time, maybe it will work out. And so, he tries to believe.
So are you joining me at the diner?
That was the plan. If not,
No, that's a
No.
good idea. I like that idea.
I'm gonna be invisible, you know that, right?
I'll still feel more happy with you by my side, even if I can't see you.
She'll smile at that. We should probably get going, huh?
Yep, I just gotta put on some fresh clothes.
Okay. Anything else for the two of you?
No, aside from Mori would like to check on her sister. She's still like conked out. Is she waking up?
She will be out probably until tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Then that would be it for me.
Yep, just the changing of clothes and all the other just quick taking care of dogs and
Okay. Then we'll meanwhile. I'll count that as both of your turns,
Worked for me.
and I'll meanwhile over to Aurora.
Okay. Yeah, Aurora walks to the car, and then she looks at the license plates, and she's like, oh my god, we gotta change the license plates. These are not gonna work. Does anyone have a Sharpie? You can at least... Ugh.
It'll be
Just
alright.
her hands are over her face, and she... like, alright, what do Kindred do to relax? I need to... relax.
Find something to eat.
Yeah, sure. Where can we find someone who's had lots, inebriating amounts of wine? Red wine, preferably. I know it sounds strange and weird. I just need to find a way to get all this out of my brain
I assume
so I can think of the next step.
we just take a drive.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's take a drive. Let's take a drive. And she walks to the front car, the driver's seat. She opens it, and then she sits and grips the steering wheel and starts to shake because she realizes she hasn't driven really since the accident a little over a month ago now.
You all gonna be alright?
Yeah, I just haven't driven a car since the night of the accident. So, maybe I'm not in a good state to drive. Could you drive? I'm sorry.
He doesn't seem troubled by it. Easily switching to the driver's side from the passenger.
Yeah, she just climbs over the console. It's an SUV, right?
Can be. Is that what you guys stole? I don't remember. I think so. I think it's what you did.
Yeah, I remember it being like a bigger than sedan vehicle. So I think it's an SUV.
I think it was an SUV.
So yeah, she just climbs over the console and just sits in the passenger seat. And she's still kind of like the shakes are starting to let go, but her hands are like she's very fidgety. She's trying not to bite her nails.
You wanna talk about it?
He says this as he starts driving.
I want to apologize to you. I'm so sorry.
Makes him lift
You
his
got
eyebrow.
you got wrapped up in our mess, and then you've been just cleaning up after us, and I feel like we haven't helped you at all. We've just gotten you into more trouble. I wanted to apologize.
If memory serves me right, and I think it does, you're the one who saved me.
But I also made a promise that we would help you, and I just feel like we haven't made any progress in that, and you keep helping us, and it's just... I have... Stone, I need to know... right now... when you consume a kindred, do you consume a part of them too?
What makes you ask that? You worried about Samiel?
I've noticed some just tics in erratic behavior. And he calmed down, and I sounded like the crazy one, but it's just he's had just weird moments, and I'm worried for him, and I don't want to lose him, and I also I don't want to lose you.
Well, I don't plan to go nowhere.
I certainly hope so. But I want to ask, how many... I mean, you told me I know of the one. Have there been more? Is this a normal kindred thing to do? It's eventually what we do?
Technically, it's illegal.
Oh god, I'm dating the bad boy that... I mean, I'm not dating... I mean, no, don't... I mean, you know what? Wow,
Too late,
wow.
Cannot do it.
And Aurora's just like, just so flustered. And she's like, I mean, I didn't... That just slipped out, the tongue. I mean, yeah, god, I am... Wow, that is so much for someone who literally just woke up a couple days ago to say, oh, this is, oh, hi. Anyways, back to the question. Focus. I just wanted to know if you've done it more than once.
He's quiet for a long time. And eventually, in the silence of the interior...
Yeah, I reckon I have.
She just grabs her hand and squeezes it. Okay, thank you. I appreciate your honesty. And... have you noticed anything?
I'm not real sure what you're asking.
I don't know, like... do you feel like sometimes you have out-of-body experiences? I know that, so we have something called DID, and I know this is different, but it could be a place to start similar. Do you have, like, alters or just changes in personality?
He thinks about it. He shrugs a little.
Do you talk to them?
Is this really about Samiel? Because you're asking me a lot of questions.
Well, it relates to him, and I want to have... I just want to know that we can all coexist.
Roll, wits and awareness.
Alright. Wits, awareness. Okay. Then... Alright, let's go. The dice said yes. That is a 6 sucks.
So his eyes, the bicolors, they both alight at different times. And you get the distinct feeling with your successes that more than one person is listening to you in the car.
With that in mind, Aurora's gonna push. And she's like, it's okay. I don't mind. It would be nice to get to know the different sides of you.
Well, I'm hoping we all get along just fine too, Miss Aurora.
And Aurora squeezes his hand. It's okay. When you're ready, or whatever part of you want to show. I want to be there to listen, to understand you. We don't always have to agree. We can disagree, and I'm sure you probably disagree with a lot of things that I will do, but I'm sure we agree on other things. And the important thing is that I hope you know that I'll do my best to try to understand you and whatever side of you decide to show me. I just want to get to know you better, because I care about you. And she kind of like takes her hand a little bit away, because she's like really shy, and like looks down and just bites her lip. Very clear, just not unsure about what she said, but just how the person's going to perceive and reciprocate that.
The sudden bloom of vulnerability in the car actually does cause him to let go of your hand in the guise of gripping the steering wheel to turn. And in the shadows cast on his face by all of the road lights as you approach town, the lines are straining and hard. There's a tick in the jaw that makes the tattoo up in his face and neck seem like it's writhing and moving, the scales of it rippling and changing. But Aurora, you feel inside of yourself, your beast likes this reaction. It's a very primal, instinctual feeling for her, almost like second nature. It makes Aurora want to purr, which is new, all things considered.
I think she would, just that sound would come out of her, and then she'd get so embarrassed by it because she wouldn't know. She hasn't full control. Yeah, and with everything going on, I think it would definitely, and she would just, be so embarrassed, and she's like, I'm so sorry, wow, that's a little odd. But, yeah,
9. 9.
You got cut off there.
There are 9 voices, Aurora.
I see. Okay. Do they have names?
He gets quiet again, grips the steering wheel.
Let's talk about something else now, can we?
Okay. How about we talk how horrible pet owner I am, because I don't know where Fenrir and Nina is in my own selfish turmoil. I totally lost my dogs again. I mean, I feel better knowing they're alive and that, there's people looking out for them, but I don't know where they are, so that's fun. So we're gonna have... Oh, this is, I think, the first night we're gonna have by ourselves since we met.
I'm sure the dogs are all right.
Yeah. Anyways, where we're gonna go for some some sanguine.
He takes a couple turns,
And he says, I don't know how I remember, but there's a place I like to go. It's not your typical kind of place.
Okay. I am up for something different right now.
Roll a wits and insight, Aurora.
All right. By the way, I cringed on the inside with that sanguine joke. I just want to let you all know. Oh, God. All right, that is 2 successes and a skull. Not that great.
Okay. She misses it.
That's 7. I have 6 dice and I rolled a 2 in the skull.
Whatever subtlety was there She does miss it, and that's all right. The place that you pull up to is filled with dark, looming shadows. The building thrums with a heavy bass that shakes the cement walls. The SUV Stone pulls up to the back, and as he gets out, he unbuttons his shirt all the way down to just below his chest, so that all the scars, the other tattoos there, are on display. And he smooths his hair back, and he goes from a night of chaos, violence, to this slick and sexy beast. And then he takes your hand as the two of you approach a shadowed iron door.
I think I'm a little underdressed for this place.
You'll be just fine.
He smiles. I promise. And the gaze, both eyes, are very dark. He knocks on the door in a rhythm. There's another knock in turn. And then he clicks it with suddenly talons. The tips of his fingers on his left hand are clawed and dipped in black ink. You swear you see them, then a moment later they're back to his wide, just blunted, normal human-looking fingers. But the door opens and it is heavy sounding. Though the door itself is oiled, it's like opening a hatch into a submarine, and a yawning portal, a dark mouth opens before you. You can hear people moving on the catwalk grates above you. There are flashing lights, but everything is dim. The smell of smoke, cigarettes, and machine-made, as the laser lights pulse across them, is rife in the air. And so is blood. You can smell it. Someone, or many someones, are bleeding in this club. An exchange happens between the bouncer and Stone and Aurora. You're so out of your element that you almost miss it, but you have a chance to roll wits and awareness.
Okay, then. Oh yeah, this is... Aurora's not a party scene. Interessante. Okay. Oh, that is... Alright. Oh, that is not good. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3... 4 successes and a skull.
Okay? You remember those little spray-painted berries that he gave you guys? He has a couple of those in his pocket. And he sets one in the bouncer's hand. And the bouncer crushes it, and it bleeds into a bowl. And it bleeds a lot. You don't recognize what's happening here, but instinctually, this is a power exchange. And something... You roll high enough that you recognize Vitae, blood sorcery. And then, as if he's known exactly what he's doing, takes your hand again. The two of you, typical, you're checked for weapons. Stone's gun is taken away. He does say, if you think that's going to stop me, you're foolish. And it makes the bouncer, the other one, laugh. As if they're familiar with each other. And then they say to him, typical place? And he says, yes, sir. Wits and insight.
Wow, I'm learning a lot today. Alright, okay. That is 3 successes.
3?
Yep.
That's enough to hear that he's got no accent.
The bouncer or Stone?
Stone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The next minute you're being escorted up that catwalk. The grates heavy under your delicate steps. Takes like 3 steps for you to keep up with Stone's long legs, and then you're shut into a room where you can still feel the beat, but you can't quite hear it.
Aurora is looking around, like, so fascinated. Like, just everything is new. Like, ooh, like, this is, like, wow, really
the room
different.
is painted black, same with the ceiling. There is one light that is a stark white, but it is dim. It's on a slider, so you can make it brighter or less, and Stone turns it down a bit. All of the furniture and the carpet in this room are black. The carpet itself is just a rug. Everything else is black tile, black grout. It's like walking into a physical manifestation of the dead of night. No moon, no stars. When the door opens, you and Stone get a glance at each other, and there's something different about him. It's not enough for you to like, really gather information, though. It's just an impression, and someone steps into the room with you.
Aurora looks at that person.
You know it's immortal. You can smell how drunk they are. You can hear the pulsing and rush of blood. And then suddenly, you never heard him move, but he's behind you. And his breath is warm, though he's dead. You can feel the heat radiating off of him. He's probably roused the blood. But Stone whispers, "Feed."
Aurora. Aurora kind of looks to Stone and then looks to the mortal, and she says,
Can you see in the dark? Because it is pitch black in here. Well, not really. I guess it's dim because that light. He's just a shadow. Can't make out any features.
any chance I could use I have Eyes of the Beast and Heightened Senses. I could use both of them.
You could.
All right, I will. Yeah, Aurora likes to know what's going on,
Okay.
so she will use
Your eyes
both
glow
of those.
red, and you can. It's like infrared vision. You that heartbeat. Oh, it's calling. Do-do, do-do, do-do. It is like a drug. You feel your whole body tingle. Stone looks like stone.
Yeah, and so she just takes this mortal, and she takes, she grabs her hand and she asks him, do I have permission to take some of your blood?
He moans in response. He says, "Yes, please." There's almost a whimper.
And so she, again, she tries to, she tries to take his blood, like, but there's something, like, in her, she takes it and puts the wrist to her mouth, and then it's just like something is stopping her, and she doesn't know what it is because she wants it so bad. She's really hungry and just tired, and she just looks at the man or person, she can't tell the difference, I think, and she says, could you close your eyes?
The mortal does. Closes their eyes.
And so she kind of closes her eyes as well and just feels and bites into his wrist.
As your fangs sink into flesh, you find yourself moaning as the abysmal drunkenness infuses, and you yourself, Aurora, become drunk on the vitae and the alcohol in the blood. And before you realize what's happening, the young man is pulled from your grasp. His wounds are sealed. He's dismissed,
and you're standing feeling blitzed and tingly, and you're caught up against a wall, only to realize that it's stone.
She goes, that was just so good. It's really hot in here. And she takes off. She starts to like take off her hat. She starts to like, and she's about to take off her shirt. She's it's really good. Wow, you're really attractive.
There, he's a
Did you know that?
chuckle, and he nods because he knows you can see him. You notice he's not speaking as much as he usually does, but he brings your palms up to his chest, and that's when you realize, oh, he's shirtless. He's discarded the shirt. And he leans in and he whispers as he's moving your palms down his chest and his rippled abs to his hips. He tells you to rouse your blood.
She's like, yeah, great idea. And she rouses the blood. She doesn't know any better. Rouse check, right?
Mhm.
All right. That's a success.
Okay. He continues after he turns you around and he pushes you against one of the poles on the bed. Because this is like a suite. So there's part like a living room area, chaise lounge, large bed off in the corner, bathroom beyond, sort of a thing. You feel his fingers trailing down the spine, up the neck, into the hair, and he says, no strings attached. You want me to show you what bliss is?
Wait, what do you mean by no strings attached, you know?
You can take whoever you want.
Oh. Well, what if I wanted another kindred then? She says, smiles and giggles playfully.
This is so be it.
And her eyes widen. She's like, you know, I was gonna tell you, but did you know that I'm actually like super pan and poly? and she kind of giggles and tries to like
He tells
grasp on something.
He tells you to hold the pole.
She goes for the pole in her very drunken state.
He has to guide your palms to hold it, and he tells you to hold on tight.
She's like, okay.
He says it goes both
Just
ways.
don't be. Just don't be gentle. I can't believe I just said that. I don't tell anybody that. Like it's just. I like it when it hurts. No one knows that. Shh, secret between us.
I know.
Yeah. Also, should I call you Stone now? Because you seem different. I can call you something else if you want.
You can call me Sir. And he's gonna take you on the ride of your life.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna fade to black.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. So read some J.R. Ward, everybody, if you want some of that fade to black goodness.
Lord. Okie dokie. We're gonna leave the club. And we're gonna slide over to someone who might be a little... I have no idea what he's gonna do. Damien.
So after everyone has left, and I would imagine Aurora was the last one, there's just 3 people in this grove. And he removes the tape, muzzle, whatever is around Hanson's face.
Okay.
Fuck.
Did you have Stone mess with Hanson at all?
Nope.
Okay. You tell him to talk, and he's like whimpering. Afraid.
Just as a reminder, he has been like tied and is unable to kill himself currently.
That's fine.
Yeah. No, I'm just letting you know.
What do you do worthwhile at all?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't have a sense of purpose, do you?
I don't know. Please. Just make it stop.
He's kind of rocking as best he can in his constraints.
I will give you that sense of purpose. And I'm going to use tabula rasa on this man.
That's so evil.
What's that do?
I'm going to describe it for you and the
Thank
kids
you.
at home. Page is that? He's at 70, 80 something here. Did I already pass it? Probably did. 1 second.
Doesn't tabula rasa like translate to blank slate?
Yeah,
Mhm. It
that's
sure
what it translates to, but I
does.
don't know what it does.
See
Excited.
here it is.
I'm excited.
This page. I had it earlier. Here we are, tabula rasa. For the kids at home, less memory manipulation than eradication. This callous power does away with subtlety and wipes every trace of memory from a victim, leaving them a blatant effigy of themselves. While they retain most of their learned skills, they forget everything else. Their experiences, their friends, family, wants, wishes, in most cases forever. Use of this power outside of Sabbat is rare, as even the most ruthless of the undead find it excessive. The Black Hand isn't above taking this shortcut to ensure that a captive servant is made ready for conditioning, or what a promising child is made to their tastes. The user rouses their blood, holds the gaze of their victim, and must then engage in extended conflict of wists plus dominate versus the victim's composure plus resolve. Accumulating 10 successes during the entire scene. The process must not be disturbed, and the victim must be restrained or otherwise submit during an act, which they are restrained.
He already is. Okay. Hansen, you find, is a very malleable target. However, in committing this, you do suffer a stain, Damien.
All right.
But it's better
It's nothing
you.
new.
It's better you than Mia. Better you than Robbie. The ends absolutely justify the means in your mind. And besides, your new ghoul will owe you for eternity. And so for the rest of your evening, you pry, you bleed, and you pull everything that is the young Hansen from him until it's all empty. He screams at first, he seizures, he cries, and when finally the prickling sensation of the morning's dawn starts filtering through your body, your internal alarm system going off, finally at that point, Hansen stills. He blinks in a myopic way. Forgotten and new. A baptism. A washing away of everything that he was and could have been. When you sit back, you're shirtless, you're sweating, blood rivulets dripping down the chest, fangs fully descended. Several of your wraps have dropped away, Damien. You are a creature in this moment. But Hansen is free.
You know your name?
No.
Good. They call you Hansen, so you're Hansen.
Hansen.
Do you know my name?
No.
Well, we can no longer go by the given name. And I feel the color name no longer exists. So you will call me Artemis.
Artemis.
I am everything to you. I am your salvation. I am your light. But I am also the dark in every corner that you see.
Oh.
And he starts to tear up. And he looks at you like you are his savior.
You will never stray into the dark without me. And if you do, I'm always there.
Yes.
Your purpose is to serve me, Mia, and Robbie. You are my protector during the day, and I will personally train you how to fight and defend yourself. At all costs, you will sacrifice yourself for me. At all costs, you will sacrifice yourself for me and Robbie. And tomorrow, if we all awaken together, you will be given a reward. And he stands up. He cuts his restraints. And he extends his arm. Rise.
He takes your hand and he stands.
Going home. Get in the back seat.
Without complaint, he climbs in.
He gets in the driver's seat. Begins to drive off as fast as possible since time is of the essence. And makes his phone call to Harper.
It is close
As he does.
close enough today that the phone call dumps into voicemail.
With the voicemail, he will say, tomorrow we will meet and I will have information on your human. I think you'll be very happy. And he smiles as he says this. We will have a purpose to work towards. A renewed one. Good night. And he continues to drive home.
Okay. We are going to end the evening scenes here. Take another quick bathroom break, and we will return the next evening.
Are we not doing the Prissy in the diner?
I will describe what happens there.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. So quick BRB. And we're back. So Mori and Azriel. You do make it to Scrubs, and you are quite late,
Mm-hmm.
but you get a place, you sit down, you order a coffee. You get a message from Chrissy that she won't be able to make it. And she
I'll
asks if
message
you
her.
can reschedule till tomorrow or the next day.
I'll message her back. I'm sorry we got here so late ourselves. We'll meet you up tomorrow, and I'll estimate a time after our meeting that we have with the rest of the coterie to try to meet up.
Wait, you saying that to her?
Mm-hmm. Or texting.
You said coterie though, right?
I didn't know what time we're meeting up as a coterie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No, I sent it in the group message. I did make a note of that. So Azriel should know this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to meet afterwards, that might
that's
be
what I
a
was
play.
trying to say. I was without actually
Okay.
using a real time.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh yeah, we'll let you know. Busy until this time, basically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When did she send this message? Like as soon as we got here?
Yeah.
Mori is going to whisper to Azriel. If she sent it just now, it means somebody has eyes on us.
Azriel will look around just to see if anybody was like keeping tabs on them, if he can pick anybody out.
Scrubs is largely empty. There's a couple people, but they seem focused. One's reading a book, another's typing away at a laptop, and another one's at the milkshake bar.
I'll also like look out the window, just anybody in the streets.
There's a few people lingering, but it's so late. They're all bundled up.
Well, on our way home, I'll keep like a tab to see if anybody's just following us.
Okay. What's an awareness?
Now that Mori's put it in my head, I'm paranoid.
You do show Mori the previous messages. Running late. Keep you updated. Sorry, running late. Having some issues with the baby. And then
Was
That
that
is
from her then?
6 sucks.
all the way
All right.
leading up to the final one of
With
"Hey,
that,
sorry,
though,
can't
Mori
make it."
will say, I may be overthinking.
No, it's a valid concern. Better be safe than sorry.
What'd you get on your rolls?
6 sucks.
6. There is, not too far from your apartment, a small figure, and you recognize her silhouette. You look in your rearview mirror, just as you're turning and cutting path with several signs, and, well, she's standing underneath lamplight, and as you turn, that lamp kind of cuts across the mirror's view, and then you don't see Alice anymore.
Alice was definitely watching us.
The question is how long she's been watching us. If it was just here, but it's also possible she was at the Home Depot. That's the dangerous bit.
Okay. You pull into your secured parking. You get out. The two of you head back to Azriel's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's still a bit of time before the sun, and the two of you tarry and linger in each other's company. I'll let you headcanon, because the next event that happens is a knock at your door 35 minutes or so before the sun rises.
Yeah, Mori just gets ready, but kind of just like points her head towards the door for Azriel to get it.
I'll look through the peephole before I open the door.
Okay. whoever it is so tall you can only see the dark shirt that they're wearing. It looks like they've got a really big backpack on, maybe. Your doorbell rings. Ding ding.
Just kind of looks at Azriel. Open it.
Okay, I'll
And,
open the
yeah.
door after Mori gets into position.
Okay, roll a wits and insight, Azriel and Mori.
It's insight.
Will do. It's my best stat. This time I only got a 1.
I got a messy crit for 5.
Okay, with a 1 you miss it, but with a 5 there is a flash of raw vulnerability. And you notice for the first time, really, as that Stone's gaze is green. Yellow-green.
Mind if I come in?
And on his back is an unconscious Aurora. But she looks very mussed up. Like her hair is kind of tangled. Looks like it was like finger combed. Her mouth is swollen. Looks like she roused the blood and her cheeks are all red. She's also wearing clothes that are like 3 times too big for her.
There's a moment of like kind of anger on Azriel's face, but he quickly hides it and yeah, come in.
Okay. As he steps in, you think he's hunched forward, but Aurora's not really that heavy. And then all at once he straightens. Clears his throat.
Sorry about that. Just need a place to rest. I figured Aurora asked you. At least I thought I overheard her ask you we could stay here.
Oh, I had no problem with Aurora.
Understood. Then I'm just gonna set her up on your couch if that's
wait.
alright, and I'll find somewhere else.
Mori's
for
going
my-
to say to Azriel, it's getting late. Just let him stay.
No, it's alright. I
I'm not-
wouldn't wanna impose. I got a few minutes.
You're a member of our coterie. And as much as we don't like each other, it would be wrong of me to put you out.
He kind of gets a smile. What do you mean? As he's like moving over to your couch and like setting her down.
She had quite a bit to drink. She's not really all put together.
You put her on the bed. I'll take the couch.
It's very gentlemanly of you.
And he scoops her up. And then he makes haste. He's gone for a few minutes and he comes back.
I don't mind. I could find somewhere else.
I think she'd be happy to wake up and have you here.
Azriel, his eyes are 2 different colors again. With your 5, you see it clear, plain as day. And there's this simmering frenzy under the surface.
And it's not that I don't like you, Azriel. I just didn't like that you weren't able to make a choice.
And he looks at Mori.
But it seems like you have.
And he tilts his chin, dips it, winks.
I'm just gonna go lay over there. If that's alright with you.
I'm happy you're staying. It's good that we can be civil.
Of course, what else would I do? Attack you?
And the way he says it is like it's a game. His little nose scrunches
I think
up
you've-
like a smile.
I think you've promised more than attacking me, if I remember correctly.
It's alright, we're still 1-0 in the attack department.
I will say that that wasn't really my choice, and I regret that.
Should I stay in the room with Aurora so the 2 y'all can... whatever it is you got going on?
You can stay with Aurora if that makes you more comfortable.
Great.
You're not interrupting anything in
You
here
hear
right
a
now.
scratching at the door. Oh,
So
sorry. Excuse me, I'll get that. And he opens the door. Nina and Fenrir come in. And they are covered in mud. And they're a little wet.
Mori just immediately says, "I'll get the bath."
I'll make some food for them.
Roll another wits and insight, Azriel.
That is 3 sucks.
Okay, you miss it. But for a brief moment, Stone just stands there as the two of you move. And then he makes a silent choice, and he heads to the bathroom to help wash the dogs. Once that's taken care of and they're dried, you have 10 minutes before the sun rises. Things are starting to lighten up. Panic is starting to set in. And
Before I lie down, I'll go up to Stone. I would like for us to get along for the good of the coterie.
okay, he's holding on to the handle to head into the door. And the way his gaze suddenly snaps to you is so base, so primal.
I think we can figure out how to get along just fine, Azriel.
I care about everybody in this coterie.
That's good. Because you're going to have to do a lot of caring to make sure they get through this alive.
I really do feel like we've found ourselves in quite the mess.
Ask yourself, Az, if it meant you were the snake, would you strike to save the people you care about?
I would.
Then we're gonna get along just fine.
And he opens the door.
Good night.
Good night.
If it's all right, before that whole thing happens, Mori would like to kind of reach out to Stone and just say, "Hey, tomorrow, would you mind chatting? I think it's something we need to do."
Who did she say that to? I'm so sorry.
Stone,
She says what to him?
hey, tomorrow, would you mind setting aside some time for chatting?
Yeah,
I think it's something we need to do.
sure. He's down for that. You could say that happens like probably when they were
Washing dogs together.
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then that's where we end the evening.
Is it time for remorse rolls?
Yep. And some mending if you'd like.
Yes,
How do we do
please. Yeah, how do we want to do aggravated damage?
3 blood dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3 blood dice, and then
Yeah,
what
just-
else?
You do it rules
That's
as
it.
written. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go for a aggravated damage myself.
All right. If there's a success, 2 successes, is that enough? Because it's
Yeah,
3 blood
if-
dice, right?
If you fail on one, it doesn't matter. You just gain hunger from it.
Yeah.
I rolled triple suck.
1 failure,
right.
1 success, 2
I
success.
had 1, 2, 6. Okay. So am I rolling it 3 times, or I'm just rolling 3 dice?
Just 3 dice.
All right, then 2 successes. That's it. That's all I got.
And your hunger increases by 1.
Okay, and then I take 1 off for health, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you succeed.
Ah,
Speak of
ignore
vampires,
that. Well, actually, that makes sense because I needed to 1 hunger
All right.
anyways. Okay.
How would you like us to do the humanity check? Just with our dice, or would you like us to roll digitally?
Digitally.
Yeah. All right. Because I also need to do one too. Because I got a stain.
2 dice.
Human-
2 dice.
Hooray, I didn't have any new stains.
Haba.
Succeeded.
Okay. 2 dice.
See
I do
here.
succeed, so I don't lose humanity.
Neither do I.
Oh boy, I have to scroll all the way down here. I've not scrolled down once. I don't succeed. I failed. Yeah, that's done for me. Never mind. Don't have to do it.
The remorse checks? Okay, yep, there it is. Oof.
Oof, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Hey, okay. He's just a little bit less than human right now. Okay?
Dude, he's in single
little
digits
bit.
right now. He's not doing so
He's
good.
at 6. He's good. Don't worry about
No-
it. He's good.
No, but I'm
Normal
saying
human.
like
Starts
Also-
at 7.
no, but like also in generation. I mean, we don't know that as
Yeah.
so we don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I
start
don't-
the day with
don't-
one room or one.
Also,
stand.
I wanted to ask, since I've been inquiring with Artemis, trying to find out the whys as to what she's trying to do and the secret she's been hiding that she still hasn't told me. Can I gain back an aggravated?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. So I get a willpower back, thank God. Fantastic. I guess I can roll to mend my final superficial, so. Succeeds, yay.
Oh, still at 3 health. At least I'm not impaired, so that's great.
Did everyone do their upkeep?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
believe
kept-
so.
Mm-hmm.
Roll
Yeah.
for healing, hunger. Yep. And yep. Good.
Oh, I forgot to roll my hunger for waking up. I got a little hungry.
Okay, then we will. Very likely, same mode of play. Everyone gets a scene. Unless you would all like to RP together and cut to that scene where you're meeting. Up to the coterie.
I thought we're meeting first, is what I thought.
Up to you.
But I'm up for
Because
whatever.
Damien still has to do things before we meet. He still had to do 2 things, right?
I had to meet Shrike and meet my armory.
Yep. So
Okay. I guess I would have scheduled to meet Chrissy first thing then,
Okay.
to line up with that.
okay. All right. Then Aurora definitely wants to meet with Theo because she has questions for him, but she doesn't mind meeting with Chrissy first.
You're gonna wake up in a strange room.
Yeah. So we can roleplay the morning if you would like, if all of you would like.
Oh yeah. Like.
I think
let's
that's
do
really fun
humanity,
because also
like,
Mori
yeah.
wants to
Humanity.
stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we also need to know Robbie and Mia. Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a bit. So
Yeah, it's going to be
Robbie,
quite a
yeah,
lot of
Peggy.
it.
so that's why I'm wondering how the coterie would like
I
to
think we
go.
should just all do it together. Do you have 8 humanity, Aurora?
I have a fuck ton of humanity. I managed to keep all my humanity. Thank God. Yeah, I have 8.
Which
It's a
means you
lot.
get to wake up an hour before anyone else.
Mhm.
Oh.
If you want to.
I mean, she definitely would just wake up, and she wouldn't know how to not wake up.
You also have advantage on rouse checks.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Mhm. Yeah, with the bit higher humanity.
Yeah. So maybe what we could suggest is we all role play the morning, and I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to have the meeting, but that could be the start of next session. Is we all meet together,
See where we get to.
possibly. Yeah. There we go. That's the words.
We'll
Thank you.
start with everyone awakening. I believe Azriel and Aurora wake up an hour before anyone else.
I don't anymore,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I lost to humanity a while back.
Sad. Okay. So Aurora awakes, and there's not really a lot to do beyond hang out with dogs. You find yourself in an oversized hoodie, a pair of sweatpants. You are not wearing any undergarments.
Oh Lord. Yeah, she would actually take a shower first
Okay.
and inspect to see like how her wounds are healing up, how things are healing up.
Okay, then I will.
And just kind of shuffle through everything that happened and realize as things are coming to her, she's just, oh my god. She just gets super embarrassed because she's not a forgetful drunk per se, but once she passes out, that's it. You know, she's tired.
There is an uncomfortable realization. All of your wounds are healed. And you have a new tattoo over your womb.
Aurora definitely starts being like, what the? Wait, what? What is?
It's intricate,
What is?
thin lines. It's beautiful, but it's very close to the Nono Square. Your underwear will cover it, if you had any.
How? When? What? What is happening? What?
You have no memory.
And then, what was the last thing that she would remember? I guess.
Holding onto the pole.
Oh God! Wow, she lost a lot.
Your buttons being popped. The ride of your life, like promised. But it's hazy sensations.
A part of her is like, it has to have been the alcohol, but then she remembers she never forgets things. She doesn't forget things on purpose. Like, she's never in her life been a forgetful drunk. She's only black. And then she remembers the time at the party in high school just before she graduated. She's like, was I drugged? No. That could have been it. Doesn't seem like that place. And so she's like getting ready, and she does like take a shower, put on makeup because she always carries emergency makeup. Just not a lot, just enough to make her look alive, quote unquote. And she puts the hoodie back on because she doesn't. The sweatpants just drag, and so she just puts on the hoodie. And she kind of looks around and sneaks back to the room and just goes through her things. She's like, did they take anything?
Oh, your ruined clothes are in there, but they're stained with blood and they're torn.
Okay, takes that out. Is there anything of hers that's missing?
Not that you can recount.
Okay. So she's like, all right.
Looks like it's all there.
Interesting. So she's pacing, but she will send Damien a message. I have some ideas of what we could do. And I also I'm gonna meet with a group to get a feel of how they feel about the current situation of things. And then after she sends that, she just starts... She looks around the room, too.
Okay, Stone's on the floor, unconscious.
The corner, like, furthest from, like, the light, kind of facing, like, the open door, you'd see Mori and her face, like, kind of ripped open.
Yeah, Aurora just wide-eyed and she's like, oh my... Wow. That looks like it hurts. I hope it doesn't hurt. Oh man, that getting ready must take a really long time. But she starts pacing in the room, and then she just sits down next to him and just kind of looks at him, she's really trying to remember. and it's bothering her that she can't. And she just kind of like stares at him for a bit, and she just looks to see if he has any. Because I don't know, how dressed is he actually?
Shirt, pants, not the ones he was wearing last night though. Looks like he's wearing a pair of jeans. So he's got some cowboy boots on, a belt. You don't recognize anything he's wearing. Not at all.
I checked the tattoos on his arm. On his face, because I remember them moving.
Okay, they look dull. Skin is stretched and waxy. It's like a corpse.
Yeah, I definitely start to like just inspect him, I guess. Not like undress him, because that's not her, but definitely just looking, trying to figure out if there's any symbology with these tattoos and if they're similar to the one she has now.
They kind of look like a lot of nonsense. Like they're lines that overlap and intersect, and the one up his face kind of looks like a serpent, but even then you don't think you've ever really hard looked at it. It looks a lot smaller right now. Yeah.
No clues. And so she goes out, she just like looks around the apartment, and she sees, like, she just walks around, explores.
Okay. Automatic feeder goes off. Dogs are eating and kind of playing. You hear that, like, typical whining, like, and then a yip. The minute Nina and Azriel's dog sees you, they like hop up and they're like, "Oh, hello, human."
Oh my gosh, so Aurora just hugs Fenrir so tight, and then hugs Nina, and she's profusely I'm so sorry. I should have kept more track of you. I'm a horrible parent. I am so sorry. I just left you. You're like my best friends, and you're my best friend too, Nina, and I just left you just there, and I'm not paying attention. I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible dog owner. And she's just on and on, apology, and just hugging Fenrir, almost like squeezing him to death.
The next 45 minutes is spent in a big puddle of animals.
Yeah, absolutely. Best part.
And then Mori, Azriel, Stone awaken. And you just hear happy yips and dog pitter-patters. Mori, what do you do?
The first thing that she does every time she wakes up, immediately pulls out like the staple gun that she has from like in the bag that she keeps with her, and starts working on her face. After that, of course, she's doing herself up like she usually does.
Nice.
White makeup.
And we'll cut over to Azriel. What are you doing?
Just take a moment to wake up. See who's up. Make sure everybody's okay.
Okay, so you'll check on Aurora, who's being assaulted by dogs. Check on Mori, who's getting ready. You check on Stone, and you're not sure where he is. You come back out in the living room, and just Aurora's there.
I'll call over Thanatos, but I didn't get to see him much yesterday, and I'll
He's pretty happy. It's like, hello,
just
Dad.
want to give him all the pets.
Sits and wags his tail. A few moments later, Stone comes in through the fire escape exit, and he's wearing a hoodie. He's got sunglasses on that he didn't have on. But anyways, he says, "Morning. How's everybody doing?"
It's just Aurora's just so like in her mind. She doesn't realize the things that have transpired. All of the things that have transpired. She is just remembering all the graphic details, and her brain is just racing for that. And she's like, and if she could blush, she would. But she's just like trying to like not meet his like she doesn't know even to meet whether or not to meet her gaze, but she's definitely not looking as Azriel either. She's like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
You just remember at some point you were like, yes, sir, and he was saying things. It's just a flash of just vivid memory all of a sudden. Of you getting your hair pulled and saying, yes, sir, and oh god, and Stone's just sitting there, hands in his pocket, kind of a little smile and a little head tilt. His hair is sort of floppy, not slicked back at all, and you look better
okay
this morning,
there,
Aurora. Oh, sorry, what'd you say, Mori?
Oh, she just looks like she's panicking. I was just curious.
I was just thinking she was looking really good this morning.
And Aurora just stands up really suddenly, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm great. You look great, Mori. Great. Wow. So nice. So beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing. You are so great. Everyone's great. Morning is great. Whatever this morning is, great. All of it's great. Everything is awesome. You guys have ever seen that movie, that song? You know, great. Yeah, I mean, everything is awesome. You know what? I need to have a word with points to Stone. This guy does little finger guns. This guy for a moment. Would you mind? And just like almost like almost in a run, just takes his arm and drags him like to a whatever, like to the room they were in.
Mori turns to Azriel and just says, "Was she hitting on me? I didn't really get it. What is
I don't know, but I
is she
agree. You are
referencing like
beautiful.
pop culture or something? I don't really get it."
I think yes, that's something she does. I never saw everything great or whatever she said.
Yeah. And I did catch what you said. And she can't reach your head, but she does try to give you a kiss before walking away.
I'll bend over a little bit so you can give me a kiss.
Yep. And then she walks away because yeah, panic.
All right, then we'll slide into you talking to Stone in the bedroom.
Hi. So I remember,
I
a
have a
lot of things,
feeling.
but
You and I did some wonderful things last night.
wait, you don't remember?
I was hoping you'd be able to tell me.
She just puts her hand on her face, and she's like, "Of course I remember that. That was amazing. This is the best sex I've ever had in my life." Anyways, besides the amazing orgasmic several times, and she just pulls up her hoodie. It's like, what's this? I don't remember this.
Oh, your clothes were all... So I stole a hoodie.
No, I mean the tattoo.
Oh,
What's that?
looks cute.
No, but what is it? I don't remember getting this.
Do you like it?
He like
I mean,
kneels down and puts his hands on your hips so that his thumbs can brush over the edges of it.
oh, there's a shiver that goes down Aurora's spine, and she just eventually just stop, and she just fucking sits on the ground, and she just grabs his shirt, and she's like, I need to know what this means. I don't forget things. Stone. It's really beautiful. I actually kind of dig it. It's kind of cool. I've always wanted a tattoo. I just need to know. But tattoos should have meaning. All tattoos have meaning.
Well, I mean, it probably does. I just...
Are you avoiding my question? And she looks she looks into his eyes and she's like, "Are you all avoiding my questions?" And she really goes close to his face. She's almost about to push him to the ground.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm uncomfortable or nothing with how close you are, but I don't hear anybody right now. Just me. And he kind of gets that casual, rough and tumble cowboy kind of smile.
Ooh, you are in so much trouble. Well, you gotta. Well, I hope you talk to the team and one of them decides to tell me what this tattoo
so
means.
while
Because
you're still staring at him, the dark eye does like a little swirl, and he doesn't seem aware of it at all. And he just, could I interest you in more touching this morning? I mean, this evening.
Or just oh god, he's being adorable right now, and she just tackles him to the ground and just plants a big ol' kiss on him, and she's like, "Yes, I really would like that."
Really want to get a closer look at this tattoo.
And then we just a small fade to black there, but I do need Aurora to roll a wits and awareness for me.
All right. Who keeps doing that? Can you hear the sexy saxophone? All right. She is a little hungry, so that's fun.
He
1,
would
2,
allow
3.
her to bite him. Oh no, that's another thing. I forgot. You don't.
Yeah.
Aurora doesn't have any hunger this morning.
Oh, okay. Wow.
None.
Okay. So that is okay. Thank God. I was getting a lot of skulls earlier, but
so
it's all good.
Let me put it this way. Aurora wakes up and there's no hunger. And then as she progresses, there is one hunger. But she was distinctly at 0.
As the player, I understand what that means, but I would like to say to the storyteller, it is something Aurora's going to keep at the back of her mind. Like, why was I at 0? Hunger. And then Aurora doesn't know. Okay, that is odd. And that is a 6. So one crit and 2 successes.
Okay. And what was she rolling? Wits and insight?
Yeah, wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness. Okay. I will say that, like, as things proceed, there is a chunk underneath his rib cage where there's like just a blank spot in the tattoo. Like there's just nothing. Like the ink was pulled from his flesh.
But I have seen this tattoo, so I know that they're okay.
Correct.
So Aurora does look at him. I mean, she does look at him like in a little bit concerned, and she's like, "Is everything okay?"
I mean, he looks up from between your thighs and is like, everything is great, great, but that's it. And then he would continue.
Yeah.
Like if.
Okay. All right, let's go fade to black because we don't need to.
If everything is okay,
I don't want to score.
Everything's awesome. And then...
Oh wow!
Out of curiosity, is it noticeable for the people in the other room to know what's like they're definitely getting up to in there?
She's much quieter when she's not drunk. She's very much like holding her
I mean,
her
hopefully
mouth.
you wouldn't just walk in regardless, but because it's just quiet.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's just quiet.
She's definitely biting down on her hand. She's definitely gonna not make as little noise as possible. But I feel bad for him because he's suffocating right now. She's gonna, yeah. Good luck. Good thing he doesn't need air. But anyways. That's all right. Thank you, storyteller. Giggle.
Giggle. Round 2.
No. Anything
Fight.
on the other side of the apartment for Azriel and Mori?
Checking on the people. I'm assuming we brought them here. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Peggy and Maria.
Peggy, Maria, assassin.
Okay.
And I'm helping out Mori.
Okay. The assassin is not awake. Maria is not awake. However, Peggy, when you open the door that she's in, she's just like, "Oh, hi. I was wondering where I was. I don't usually wake up in apartments that I'm not familiar with. I was hoping that there was going to be a really handsome man that came through the door at any moment and tell me that, well, undying love and all that."
Azriel, can you say that to my sister, please?
I'm uncomfortable saying that to your sister.
Sorry, I tried.
Peggy blinks. Sister?
Hello. Yes, I am your sister. She doesn't have the mask on, by the way.
I'm sorry, could you run that by me again?
How close are you to your mother? Out of curiosity, don't want to...
We had a slight falling out, but sister, did you kidnap me? Was I kidnapped?
I did not kidnap you.
Your voice is so familiar. Have we met before?
Yes,
I was on a secret case. I was gonna save lives, children's lives, and be a hero, and get a promotion, and my own car from the head of the department.
I'm sure we could...
They were gonna give me my own
work with
cruiser,
that.
a Hellcat. That was on.
Oh.
I was with my promotion. I was Detective Peggy. That was gonna be. So. Are you FBI? Is this?
No.
Am I being
I'm
hazed?
sorry.
Oh my God! Are you CIA?
No.
Am I being hazed in the CIA? Did I make it?
Just like a hand on either side of Peggy's, like her shoulders, right, and just says, "Peggy, this isn't a joke or a scam or anything.
Okay.
You were in a bad situation, and I had to save you.
Okay.
Do you remember anything from last night?"
No. Wait.
Right. Okay.
Maybe.
And like brings her like to a seat.
I had a really amazing, crazy dream. In the dream, I was running away from monsters that were just like. And then one hit me, and I went flying. But then I was caught by this really tall, handsome, blonde guy. And then like she pauses, and she looks over at Azriel. No. That was just a dream. But before that, I was on a case.
Okay, sit down. Everything you saw in your quote-unquote dream is real.
She blushes. Right. Oh my God. And then you get the feeling, as she starts playing with her hair, that there's probably a lot of... The monster turned into a really handsome man. How does that happen? I knew aliens were real!
I don't know about aliens. All right. sorry, this is gonna be a little bit weird, but can I have your finger?
I don't have to pass gas.
No, just give me your finger, please.
Okay. She pulls out her finger.
Okay, I bring her finger slowly to like my vampiric teeth. Do you feel that? Do you hear that?
Uh-huh.
I was never CIA or FBI. I just let you think what you wanted to. What I really am is a vampire.
Oh. Do you have anything to eat? I could really go for a bowl of cereal.
I look at Azriel.
I'll fix you something. I gotta make
Right.
something for the dogs too. It's fine.
So, I don't know what happened with your mother. I haven't seen her in, I think, 28 years? Did she ever tell you about being abducted? Kidnapped?
No.
This is going to be really hard. Just like trying to talk to Peggy, but just
So
can't
as she gets
figure
the
out-
cereal, she's just like rapt attention, like, uh-huh. And you can see that it's kind of not really processing.
Azriel would have made her actually like eggs and like real food.
Okay, she eats it
You
and
wouldn't
then
keep cheap cereal around.
she definitely requests seconds. And she just keeps eating as you're explaining, Mori. And I mean, this is like
Mhm.
significant. Like, she doesn't ask many questions, but she does have you repeat it several times. I'm gonna actually have you roll a charisma and a persuasion.
Sure. I'm really good at that. All right, and apologies if I suddenly go out. My mouse just keeps disconnecting, so I don't know what that's about. Said charisma and persuasion. Right. Okay, that's 2 dice plus the DM dice. 2 successes.
Okay. So she's like lifting a bite to her mouth towards the end of the story. She's like, okay. Okay. She puts the plate down on the coffee table. Gets up. She kind of like wanders a little bit. Bumps into something and then, oh, sorry, excuse me, to a chair. And do you have a bathroom I could use?
She points over
yeah.
there.
She goes to the bathroom, close the door, you hear it lock.
Kind of go over there to like listen in, make sure she's not trying to jump out the window.
There's a lot of shuffling around, like opening things up. She's definitely not being quiet, raiding his bathroom. And then she like starts flushing the toilet, but she flushes it once and then twice, like right after itself. And then you hear her actually sit on the toilet and kind of mutter to herself.
Because we have like the really nice, high quality stuff like shampoo, conditioners, like
Yes,
soaps.
it's all
A day.
It's all the best.
it's all real nice. Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna, meanwhile, I think right there. Damien.
Hmm.
When you come to, it's actually pressed against someone warm. As your senses rouse and come alive, you feel an arm around your waist and a slim thigh thrown over and across your hips. And then the most nostalgic scent. Her hair is undone, though usually she wears it in a low braid or ponytail. It's splayed out all over your shoulder, and it's the scent of her skin and shampoo.
Is she like awake or is she still sleeping?
You think she woke up, came to lay by you, and listening to the sounds of her breath, she's still or fell asleep again.
He's just going to slowly move her. She's still asleep. Then just kind of progressively move her arm from his side and get out of bed. Trying not to disturb her the whole time.
Okay, roll a dexterity and a stealth.
Things I'm good at. I mean, I can't argue with results. That's 5 successes.
Okay. With a 5, you don't disturb her at all. And she settles comfortably. And then you hear
Once he's-
this clicking sound. And
Oh boy.
Zero is like, hey, your progeny's awake.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Is Hanson in the room, I take it?
yeah, but he's referring to Robbie.
Yeah, but Hanson's in the room, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he just moves over to Robbie.
He's still all chained. Eyes pretty wild.
Yeah, it's time for you to eat. And he beckons Hanson.
Hanson rises from the floor easy enough.
Yeah, you're not going to complain about this, so this is one of your roles. And he's going to make a cut in his arm and put it to Robbie's mouth.
Okay. Robbie, as soon as you like move the gag that you've got there, he like latches on, and if you let him, he'll drain Hanson dry.
Not going to let him drain Hanson dry. Like, I'm going to let him feed till he's had enough and then pull Hanson away and tell him to go to the fridge and get a snack since there's something for him to eat.
Hanson?
Yeah.
Okay. With zero complaint. Almost like robotic, really. He obeys your command to the T. It's Robbie, though, who, after a brief, like, stupor, because, you know, sometimes babies, when they drink a lot or you eat a lot, you kind of have a bit of, like, a coma-like feeling descend over your senses. So Robbie's gaze, like, blurs out. And he's really out of it. And then you hear her voice. Damien?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Fine, too.
Is
Ready to get up, buddy?
you talking to Robbie? He's still pretty eyes unfocused as he's looking at you.
Hey, you ready to get up? And he's going to... Since he did not choose to get, like, a padlock, he got a combination lock. He's just going to put the combination in. And then slowly remove the chains. Take your time. No need to rush. I understand. And he looks at Mia. How are you feeling?
She's watching with horror and fascination at her little brother as he looks at his palms and looks around. And he starts feeling his abdomen.
Do you have any questions? Do you want to talk?
How? And he sees his sister. Yeah.
Like he gives a look of like, if you two want to, embrace, you can go right the hell ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not here to keep you away from one another.
A moment after you shift your body language, Mia gets up out of the bed and is tentatively, like she's almost afraid. Oh, what's an insight, Damien?
Man, that was an amazing roll. I got all 5.
She feels guilty for being so happy he's alive. And you imagine it's because she's a hunter. And so you just watch Damien as these heavy emotions filter through her, and there's nothing you can do. There's a rage almost simmering at the fact that you're helpless against how she feels. But then all at once, she starts to cry. And she says, "Robbie." And she embraces him. And awkwardly, unsure, he returns the embrace. After several quiet moments, Robbie looks at you. How am I alive?
Question of the day, right? And he's going to proceed to remove his bandages. I'm alive. You're alive because of me. And you may not recognize me just from my face anymore, but it's me. Damien, still in the flesh.
Holy fuck.
You died.
I thought you died. Wait.
Everyone did.
What? Hold on. You're alive? I'm alive.
Kind of. In a sense speaking, we're walking corpses that feed on blood. We're one and the same now. And I chose to not have you die because seeing me distraught at the fact that you were there. He's not going to go into detail. I couldn't help the idea that you were taken. I didn't know. But now, you're back. Whether you wanted it or not, I forced it upon you.
Is Dad okay? Is my dad okay?
He looks at Mia.
She shakes her head no.
What do you mean?
He didn't make it, Robbie.
What about Colt? Did
She shakes her head, and you know Colt is their cousin. And he names a few more family members, and she shakes her head on everyone. And then Robbie, there in his sister's arms, breaks down. But as he cries, it's blood. And then he begins to panic, thinking his face is bleeding. Only to have Mia take his hand and say, "This is normal. This is normal for you now."
He's I'm sorry for who you lost and everyone that's gone. But now we could strike back at him. We can have our own righteous fucking vengeance. We can strike back and show them we aren't weak and that we are more than capable of beating them back. If it sounds like I'm on some sort of crusade, it is now.
Mia stands, pulls Robbie to his feet. He's still crying. And then she pulls him into a hug and reaches out for your hand.
Takes the hand.
The minute you take her hand, she pulls you into the hug as well, gripping onto both of you. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight.
I think it's going to
Yippee!
take, like 3.
Oh man, my fucking heart. I almost cried a couple times. That is
Yeah.
poor Robbie?
Or Damien's family.
Peggy's just having
All of
Mia's
them.
a midlife crisis.
Yeah,
in the
Mia's
bathroom.
family.
Mia and Robbie are having an emotional come apart. You know, just, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
Oh, the baby.